been interacting within the last 2 months with that 50%? No, good, good. So it's a sign of good, strong, active networks. That's a good thing. But then I wanted to go on to this more challenging, because of course we hear that HR is a big issue in our community here. So I'd like to, if you're willing, to share some of the points of where would you go looking to find that extremely capable replacement. Where would you start looking? Anybody want to start sharing? Where would you start looking? Inside your organization, always an important source, absolutely. Other suggestions? Within your stakeholders, because they also know what you're doing. You know, what have both of these first examples shown? How you can shorten that training period. Somebody that already knows much about what you're doing. So there is some wisdom at this table. Other areas that you would be looking at. Where are you going to find a replacement? On Facebook. On Facebook. We joke, but you know, the social media has fundamentally changed so many of our interactions. It's not only where you can buy, you know, absolutely anything, you know, your house, your car, but you gain your social venture funding these days, right? I mean, now people, through these micro investment programs, through the web, you can actually amass millions of dollars for a new venture because it's a good idea if I just make a small investment, each one of the many. So absolutely.
Let me follow up on that in seriousness. The one question that was raised at a convention the other day was, at what point do we start putting our Twitter handles on our business cards? And I think it was an apt point, because at that convention, the number of people that were on Twitter and all of a sudden I'm linked with, colleagues from across the country, you establish those networks, they're loose connections, but when you all of a sudden need somebody, you may have that direct connection that wasn't there previously, and it's very quick and easy.
It is changing fundamentally with this new generation. I remember back in the 90s, you know, way back in the last century, I remember the student that was so excited. She had finally gotten a job over the internet. You know, it was sort of this unbelievable thing. She had been interviewed by this radio company in Japan. You know, so, and it's because they were in Japan why they couldn't afford to actually interview in person, right? But suddenly this novel idea that you could have an interview and be given a job based solely on this new internet interaction. And now it's commonplace. Of course, it also means you need to manage your internet presence. You know, the stats are 2/3 of employers will check out what your Facebook and LinkedIn accounts look like, and 1/3 of employers have made a negative decision of not to hire because of what they saw. So, you know, you just need to think about what is that public persona that you are presenting. So, no, it's a good point. Other places that you would look.
Across Canada and across the world.
Across Canada and across the world, absolutely. We are in a global talent market these days. And guess what? People are moving across Canada and around the world.
Moving here for sure.
No, absolutely. You're a huge, huge attraction. Any other suggestions? Within your own network, absolutely. So I think one of the highlights that I wanted you to take away from this is there's no single solution. You know, even if you are thinking that, well, we're fairly similar, we've got a lot of people with a similar working situation, but there are different answers to say, where do I look for talent to continue to take this organization forward? I mean, of course, you've played a major role, but most of us want our institutions or organizations to live beyond us. So how do we continue to build capacity to do what? Have a better future. We want to improve our community, and we want a better future for the next generation. So as part of this mission, to create social prosperity, to generate that social innovation, I would suggest social entrepreneurship is one of those tools that you want to use to drive and build a better future for all of us. That, I think, is a mission we can all be proud of. Keep doing the great work. Thank you.